All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Barb Egan. I am with United Launch Alliance. I'm the program director for all of our NASA and exploration missions. We always say that our most important mission is our next mission. And our next mission is the Vulcan Centaur certification flight number 1 that has the Peregrine lunar lander and the Enterprise mission flight on board.
Many of you have heard it for years about where they wanted to be, when they passed on, but we weren't sure it would be possible. Then you found us.
Well, we were really thinking, our father is really just into space and everything NASA, and actually my brother-in-law, I don't know how he found you guys, but he found you guys. And he, right there at my father's wake, he found it and brought it up for all of us. And instantly, we all were like, let's do it immediately. This is the proper send-off for a man of that caliber.
When someone you love so much passes, you try to do everything you can to just give them something that they deserve. As my brother said, we were just so thankful to come across the Celestis program, you know, knowing that he's gonna be up there. And we're spread out all over the US, so really to just all have that one point of just looking up and knowing he's there.
This is just absolutely incredible, and I can't believe that this is even the thing that we were able to do.
I want to welcome everyone to the Enterprise flight and the Tranquility flight launch events. We're doing something a little different this time because we're launching 2 memorial space flights on 1 rocket.
The history that's being made here will not happen again because it's a one-of-a-kind first. But the true glory in all of this is it's actually happening.
I am the son of Donna Jean Chapman. She never left a plan of what to do for her after. So I felt like after she passed, it was hard, but I feel like it was a journey of trying to figure out what to do, what's the thing that she loved the most. You know, I started remembering all these phone call conversations we would have. She would stop mid-conversation of, you know, the stars look so beautiful out, the moon's just so big. You could be in the middle of like, you know, a pretty intense conversation. And when she passed away with bacterial meningitis and sepsis, it happened so fast. Through my world of traveling, touring with multi-platinum bands like Alien Ant Farm and POD, she got to see the world through my eyes. And she was always taking pictures. She was always the photographer. So it's for me to show her the world and take these pictures, all that. She enjoyed it probably just as much as I did. And now she's going to be able to see the world from a different perspective.
To me, the idea of him being among the stars or beyond the stars is perfect. It's so appropriate, and it's a wonderful thing.
I never thought I'd quote Timon from The Lion King in a eulogy of sorts, but our trio's down to 2. Stephen Houseman Hargrove, Jr. of Dallas, passed away unexpectedly at the age of 34. Sorry. Stephen was promoted to Uncle Stephen 4 years before his death, and his love for hockey spilled over to my son, his nephew, Adam. Stephen truly loved to be loved and to love others. He was always there to lend a helping hand. Stephen's passion for space started at a young age. His childhood bedroom was hand-painted with space shuttles in the solar system.
I always get the most out of the memorial services of any of the events because I get to know everybody. I get to meet, if vicariously or through the families, those participants and hear their life stories. And then when you think about a situation where Dad is on board, friends are on board, and you'll know it when that launch lights and the liftoff occurs. You're going to have a feeling that's really hard to describe, because I know and respect that all of us here, we have our first employee on this mission. I gotta say, this ain't easy to do, but maybe we'll move you along the grief process a little bit further to where you can see fulfillment.
My name's Maria, and I was married to Phil Chapman for 40 years. As you can see from his outfit, he was an Apollo astronaut. His favorite poem was Tennyson's Ulysses because it so expressed his view of the world. Does that? Yeah, that includes the quote that says, "To strive to find and not to yield." I think that's the fundamental attitude behind all explorers. All our loved ones, every one, is a space explorer who has that attitude. Another part of that poem is to sail beyond the sunset. They will literally be beyond the sunset forever.
What a beautiful picture out here. Very moving today to hear all of you speak, and speak so fondly of people you love. A few words about my mother. I lost her about 1.5 years now, but one of the things that occurred that was completely unexpected was a call that we received from Celestis, inviting my mother to join you and yours in being participants in this flight. But I want to say that I'll be eternally grateful as she goes into orbit eternally along with yours for that opportunity, and for her to be placed there where she can be remembered, admired, can inspire, and create new energy for all of us down here.
Hi, I'm Terry Howard Hughes, and I want to thank very much Celestis. Well, my mother was Angela J. Burke. She arrived on planet Earth on February 27th, 1923, and she departed planet Earth on August 1st, 2021. Soon to boldly go where no woman has ever gone before. We're counting down to the Enterprise launch.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Bernacki, Christine Bernacki's son, and this is her granddaughter, Emma. It's, who she unfortunately never had the pleasure of meeting. My mother passed away in 2012 from an aggressive form of leukemia. So one of her last wishes to me was she'd actually seen a program on the news with about James Doohan's ashes, otherwise known as Scotty, going to be being sent up into space. And she told me, this is what I would like you to do for me. So how my children are going to meet her and talk to her is they'll be able to look up at the stars and say hi to Bachi, is how she would want to be called. But if she was here today, what she would say is, "It's about time, son. Beam me up, Scotty."
To my big brother, Christopher. It's been 10 years without you. 10 years since I've seen your smile or heard your laugh. The saddest thing is that I can't even really remember what your laugh sounds like anymore. But then I remember all of our wonderful memories, and it's impossible not to smile. You had a passion for life that was contagious. From skydiving with Mom on your 18th birthday to learning how to fly helicopters, your adventurous spirit encouraged all of us to be fearless.
We remember him in everything because of being pilot, like we see in the sky, even airplane pass, even when we're in the airport, we see like the pilots coming and we just bring him back to our mind. Now we really have the chance to see him completely everywhere because like he's going to the moon. So it's like we're gonna be able to see him anywhere, any place in the world.
Everybody has their problems and everybody has their flaws. And if Greg's life stands as a lesson for anything, it's that if you have the courage to continue, which he did, you can overcome just about anything.
Well, first let me say, to everyone here that has lost someone who's participating in this, my love truly goes out to you. I know this is a very important thing for you. I use the word symbolic, but for all of us, the symbolism is different. It's very personal. It's very spiritual, perhaps. It's very appropriate, depending on what their love was and what your love is. Thank you to everyone at Celestis who has taken not just a couple years, but decades to make this happen. And the DNA option was actually quite spectacular. I had no idea you were going to do that, and that was an incredible opportunity. How many people have DNA going into space in a day and a half or less? Yeah, me too. I'm using the word full circle. I'm not sure that's the right way to say it. But my father, with my mother at his side, created this idea of Star Trek, of humanity going into space, going where no one has gone before. And here we are, taking Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, and Majel Roddenberry, the first lady of Star Trek, to be sent out into space with an incredible group of people, diverse from the planet, diverse from walks of life, incredible people, just going out there. We are all going where no one has gone before. And this is the perfect ending for Gene and Majel Roddenberry. So thank you very much. And my son and I want to say one last thing. Ready? Get over here. Live long and prosper.
All right, thank you, and welcome everybody to the Trek to the Launch viewing side. I know it's a very exciting time for you tonight, and we're thrilled to be able to help you guys celebrate this evening's launch. Let's go out, let's see a great launch, and let's get some closure and fulfillment. Thank you very much.
In a little over 36 hours, you're going to see the inaugural launch of the Vulcan rocket in the Centaur upper stage. This launch is a really, really big deal. First, you're going to see the engines light. And many seconds later, you'll hear the noise. And as you all know, light travels faster than sound. And it's a whole body experience. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, even what you smell. And I know you'll take with you memories for yourself and for your loved ones that will stay with you forever.
2:18 a.m. starts video window for us, and I believe it ends around 3 a.m. So we have about a 45-minute window to send the rocket up. So this is what we all want to know, right? That's what we're looking for. Yes, I heard a yes. Good to hear yes. Good to hear yes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition and liftoff.
I'm almost speechless right now. It's broken down every barrier for the healing process for me, and just the joy that just came back into my life.
Oh, it was amazing. You can't you can't describe it. You have to actually see it in person.
Words can't even describe what we just witnessed. It was so freaking amazing.
To be able to be part of something as great as this, and have our dear friend sitting next to sitting presidents, cast members of Star Trek, and our DNA, I couldn't believe was even an option.
I had my tears in my eyes, and I said, at the time I had no words to express what I was feeling.
Once we were able to see the glow from the rocket in the distance and see it rise up, it just all became real.
It's probably the most lasting tribute that I could think of, period.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition and liftoff of the first United Launch Alliance Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
Engines operating. 2 good SRBs, hitting peak pressure on the SRBs. Everything looking good. Good, nice and smooth. And we've hit our first throttle point on the BE4s, everything looking good. And we have passed through Mach 1, we are now supersonic, coming up on max Q. That max dynamic pressure, everything looking good, we're rolling off on the SRBs. Cut off. Both engines show normal shutdown signatures. We have ignition, both rust. 2 good engines. Coming up on cutoff. We have cutoff. Everything is looking good. Ignition, both rust.
You Want a Physicist to Speak at Your Funeral, a poem by Aaron Freeman. You want a physicist to speak at your funeral. You want the physicist to talk to your grieving family about the conservation of energy, so they will understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother about the first law of thermodynamics, that no energy gets created in the universe and none is destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave of every particle that was her beloved child, remains with her in this world. You want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you gave as good as you got. And at one point, you'd hope that the physicist would step down from the pulpit and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell them that all the photons that ever bounced off your face, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your widow rocks in the arms of a loving family, maybe the physicist will let them know that all the photons that bounced from you were gathered in the particle detectors that are their eyes. That those photons created within them constellations of electromagnetically charged neurons whose energy will go on forever. And the physicist will remind the congregation of how much of all our energy is given off as heat. Well, there may be a few fanning themselves with their programs as he says this, and he will tell them that the warmth that flowed through you in life is still here, still part of all that we are, even as we who mourn continue the heat of our own lives. And you'll want the physicist to explain to those who loved you that they need not have faith. Indeed, they should not have faith. Let them know that they can measure, that scientists have measured precisely the conservation of energy and found it accurate, verifiable, and consistent across space and time. You can hope your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that the science is sound and that they'll be comforted to know your energy is still around. According to the law of the conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just less orderly. Amen.
you.